When I came home and found our dog dead, my husband cried harder than I'd ever seen with fake tears. Something felt wrong. A week earlier, I'd secretly installed cameras in the house. When I checked the footage, what I saw sent him to prison for life. Charlie was lying in the kitchen when I came home from work, still, cold, eyes open and glassy. My husband Marcus was on the floor beside him, sobbing, loud, heaving sobs that echoed off the tile floor, his shoulders shaking, face buried in his hands. But something felt wrong. The kitchen smelled like bleach, too strong, chemical, sharp. The afternoon light came through the window over the sink, making everything look too bright, too clean, too sterile. Marcus looked up at me when I walked in, face wet with tears, eyes red. I came home for lunch and found him like this. I don't know what happened. He was fine this morning, completely fine. Charlie was 8 years old, golden retriever, healthy, active, no health problems, no warning signs. Vet checkup 3 weeks ago came back perfect. Did you call the vet? My voice came out flat, emotionless. I couldn't. I was too upset. His voice cracked. Broke. I'm so sorry, baby. I know how much you loved him. I know he was your dog before we got married. I'm so sorry. I knelt down next to Charlie, touched his fur, still warm, not stiff yet. Marcus reached for my hand. I pulled away. I need a minute alone. Of course. Take all the time you need. I went upstairs to the bedroom, closed the door, locked it, sat on the edge of the bed. Something was wrong, very wrong. The sobbing had been too loud, too performative, the bleach smell too strong, the kitchen too clean for someone who'd just discovered their dog dead. And Marcus had never liked Charlie, tolerated him, complained about the hair, the vet bills, the early morning walks. Your dog, he always called him. Never our dog. A week earlier, I'd installed security cameras, hidden ones, small ones that looked like everyday objects. Not because I suspected anything with Charlie, because of Marcus. Small things had been adding up. His phone always face down on the table. Late nights at the office, new cologne I didn't recognize, texts that made him smile in ways I hadn't seen in months, suspicious credit card charges. I thought he was cheating, so I'd bought cameras online, tiny ones. I'd put one in the living room disguised as a smoke detector, one in the kitchen disguised as a phone charger plugged into the outlet by the coffee maker, one in the bedroom disguised as a digital alarm clock. He'd never noticed, never looked twice. Now I pulled out my phone with shaking hands, opened the security camera app, went to today's footage. Kitchen camera, fast-forwarded to this morning. The footage played. I leave for work. Marcus waves from the front door, smiling. Normal morning. Marcus in the kitchen, making coffee, whistling, scrolling his phone. Charlie's tail wagging, begging for breakfast. Then, Marcus opens the cabinet under the sink, the one where we keep cleaning supplies, pulls out a small box, green and yellow packaging, rat poison. My stomach dropped. My hands went cold. He opens Charlie's food container, pours kibble into the bowl, then opens the rat poison box, sprinkles powder on top of the kibble, mixes it thoroughly with his finger, making sure it's distributed evenly. Then he calls Charlie over. Here, boy, breakfast. Charlie eats eagerly, tail wagging, trusting. Marcus watches, sips his coffee, scrolls his phone, completely calm. I kept watching, every second, couldn't look away. Charlie starts getting sick around 45 minutes later, vomiting in the corner, shaking, whining, confused. Marcus sits at the kitchen table, scrolling his phone, drinking coffee, occasionally glancing over, waiting. Charlie collapses just before noon, convulsing, then still. Marcus sets down his phone, walks over, checks Charlie's pulse with 2 fingers on his neck, waits, checks again. Then he stands up, gets cleaning supplies from under the sink, bleach, paper towels, rubber gloves, wipes down the counter, the cabinet handles, the food bowl, everything, methodically, carefully, throws the rat poison box, the food bowl, everything into a black trash bag, takes it outside to the big garbage bin in the garage, comes back empty-handed. Then he stands in the kitchen, looks at Charlie's body, and practices crying. I watched him practice, fake sobs, face contorting, checking himself in the reflection of the microwave door, adjusting his expression, trying different levels of intensity. He did it 3 times before he got it right, before it looked real enough, believable enough. Then he pulled out his phone, texted me. My phone buzzed on the nightstand with his message. Come home. Emergency. It's Charlie. I sat there on the bedroom floor for 20 minutes, watching the footage over and over, making absolutely sure, making sure I wasn't seeing things, making sure it was real. It was real. Then I went back downstairs. Marcus was still on the floor next to Charlie, head in his hands, playing the devastated husband, the grieving dog owner. I'm going to bury him in the backyard, he said quietly without looking up, under the oak tree by the fence. He loved that spot. Used to lie in the shade there every afternoon. Okay. Are you okay? He looked up, studying my face, searching for the right reaction. No, but I will be. He stood up slowly. You're being really calm about this. I'm in shock, I think. It hasn't hit me yet. He nodded, seemed to believe it. I'll take care of everything. You don't have to do anything. I'll handle the burial. I'll call the vet. Everything. Thank you. I went back upstairs, locked the bedroom door again, made 3 phone calls with shaking hands. First, to a criminal defense lawyer my friend had used for her divorce. Left a voicemail explaining the situation. Animal cruelty, premeditated, video evidence. Second, to the police non-emergency line. I need to report a crime, animal cruelty. I have video evidence. My husband poisoned our dog. They said they'd send officers in the morning. Told me not to confront him, not to let him know I knew, to act normal, to be safe. Third, to my sister. I need you to come get me tomorrow morning early. Pack a bag tonight. Don't ask questions yet. Just trust me. The next morning, I played normal, like nothing was wrong. Made coffee in the kitchen where Charlie had died. Made toast. Sat across from Marcus at the breakfast table like every other morning. He looked tired, drained, still playing the part. I've been thinking, he said, picking at his toast. Maybe we should get another dog. Not right away. In a few months. When you're ready. I know it won't replace Charlie, but it might help. Having another dog around the house. Maybe. I sipped my coffee. Why did you do it? He froze. Fork halfway to his mouth. What? Why did you kill him? His face went completely white, then flushed red. What are you talking about? I didn't. Charlie died naturally. I found him. I have cameras, Marcus. Hidden security cameras. I installed them last week. I saw everything. The kitchen went completely silent. Just the hum of the refrigerator. The tick of the wall clock. He stared at me. Then his eyes moved around the kitchen, landing on the phone charger by the coffee maker. The one that wasn't actually a charger. You're insane. You're grieving, and you're not thinking straight. Rat poison from under the sink. You mixed it with his food. You watched him die for over an hour. Then you practiced crying in the microwave reflection 3 times before you got it right. His jaw clenched. His expression shifted, changed, the mask falling away. The grieving husband disappearing. Why? I asked again, voice steady. Why did you do it? He leaned back in his chair, crossed his arms. Different person now. Cold. He was expensive. Vet bills every month. Premium dog food. Grooming. Boarding when we travel. Always in the way. Always needing attention. You cared more about that dog than you cared about me. So you killed him. So I solved a problem. He said it matter-of-factly, like it was reasonable, logical. The words hung in the air between us. I stood up, grabbed my purse from the counter. The police are coming. They'll be here in about 10 minutes. I already gave them the footage last night. Emailed it directly to the detective. You what? And I pulled the rat poison box from the trash. Last night after you went to bed. Your fingerprints are all over it. It's in a plastic bag in my car. Evidence. He stood up fast, chair scraping loudly against the tile. You can't do this. I already did. It's just a dog. It's just an animal. It's animal cruelty. Premeditated murder of a pet. I talked to a lawyer last night. With the video evidence and the physical evidence, you're looking at felony charges, jail time. His face twisted with rage. You're going to ruin my life over a dog? You took his life. I'm just making sure everyone knows exactly who you really are. Sirens in the distance, getting louder. Marcus grabbed his car keys from the counter. I'm leaving. You can't stop me. They're already at the end of the driveway. The lawyer told me you'd try to run. Police have been parked there since 6 this morning. Waiting. He ran to the window, looked out. 2 patrol cars blocking the driveway. Officers standing outside their vehicles. The sirens got louder, closer. He turned back to me, face desperate now, panicked. Please, please, we can work this out. I'll get help. I'll see a therapist. I'll make it up to you. I promise. Knock at the front door. Hard. Official. I walked past him, through the living room, opened the door. Marcus Chen, the officer, looked past me into the house. That's him, in the kitchen. They came in. 3 officers, 2 men and a woman. Read him his rights while he stood there in his pajamas, cuffed his hands behind his back. He stared at me the whole time. This is insane. You're insane. You're ruining our lives over a dog. I didn't say anything, didn't react, just watched them walk him out the front door, down the driveway, into the back of the patrol car, watched the car drive away, lights flashing, no sirens now. Then I closed the door, locked it, put the chain on, walked through the house to the back door, out to the backyard, to the oak tree by the fence where Charlie loved to lie in the shade every afternoon. The grass was soft, the morning sun coming through the leaves. I knelt down and started digging. The trial took 4 months. The footage made headlines, local news, then national. Man poisons dog, practices fake tears and reflection. Social media exploded, people outraged, death threats to Marcus, his face everywhere. His lawyer tried to argue temporary insanity, mental health crisis, extreme stress. The jury didn't buy it. The video was too clear, too damning. Guilty on all counts. Animal cruelty, fraud, evidence tampering, maximum sentence, 3 years in state prison, permanent record, banned from owning animals for life. I testified at the trial, sat on the witness stand, played the entire video in court for the jury, every second of it. Marcus's mother cried in the gallery. His father left halfway through the video, couldn't watch. When the verdict came in, Marcus looked at me across the courtroom, eyes empty, defeated. I looked back, held his gaze. Then I stood up, picked up my purse, walked out of the courtroom, never looked back again.